Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Dr. Cheryl. Here I am live. It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon Pacific time. And in 2.5 hours, I kick off the first of my 4 live masterclasses I'm teaching all week long. Today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Saturday at different times. Pick the time that works for you. I'm going to be teaching you, and absolutely sincerely, I'm going to be teaching you real science-based skills that work in terms of communication, in terms of conflict resolution, in terms of what to do when you're in what I call relationship incorporated. You're kind of running your relationship like a business. You're getting the workaday things done, the mundane things done, kids, dog visits to the vet, and getting the groceries and the careers and the mortgages and the building your lives, maybe even getting on vacation. But where are the two of you? Where's the capital C couple? We're going to be talking about that. I call that the loss of thrill. I'll also be talking about sensuality, your sexual life, what's happening or not happening there, why you are normal if you're not making love at all, and what to do about it. And circling back, tons of information about what I call the 3 keys to passion. The first one is communication and conflict resolution. Do you have your partner's back? Do they know you're always in their corner, even if you disagree, of course, as any normal human beings will do? Do you know how to manage conflict? Can you take a time out when conflict starts to get nasty? Do you know how to de-escalate a flooded argument, step away, and come back when you're more rational? Are you good at trying to understand your partner's point of view, or do you tend to really do what most of us do when we argue, which is try to convince our partner they are wrong and we are right? There are solutions for that. They are not easy. This is not a quick fix class. Don't join it if you're looking for the 3 steps that will fix your relationship in 20 minutes, because that's bullshit. Sorry for the language, but it is. There's a lot of people with very little training. They take a weekend in how to be a love coach or something, and they make all sorts of promises for dramatic change quickly. Of course, you know that's not the case. Relationship's a hard gig. Long-term love takes energy and effort, training and skills we're not taught. Oh, I wish I ran the world. I don't actually wish I ran the world, although I think it'd be a peaceful, happy place if I could do anything about it, same as you. But if I ran the world, we would learn in high school, middle school, how to communicate, what to do when we're angry, fearful, or anxious, how to speak fairly, even when we're very upset, how to step away when we need to, how to re-engage in a spirit of reconciliation and learning and wanting to understand the other point of view, how to apologize, how to own our part in it, how to own when we make mistakes, when we don't do well. All of this is a huge part of having a happy relationship. One of the things that drives me crazy about relationship work is that people are incorrectly told that they can work on their sex life without working on their whole relationship. Absolutely nonsense. If that was true, I would teach a program called Great Sex Now, and I'd make $1 bajillion. Instead, I teach a 3-month program where only the last month do we look at the sensual part of your relationship, because we build the things I'm talking about right now, the communication skills, the arguing, de-escalation, how to be closer. What would it feel like if you felt lit up again in your relationship, if you felt fully appreciated, if you felt like you were your partner's most favorite person on the planet, if you felt deeply loved and admired? And that may sound fanciful, and that really breaks my heart. Why should it sound fanciful that we could feel in love and adored and special and appreciated the way we did when we were dating? I'm not naive. I know that dating has all sorts of biochemistry and projection and neurochemistry and hopes and dreams and caveman pursuing to make babies and all sorts of stuff going on that makes it a lot easier when we're dating and falling in love to treat each other as though we're special, to impress each other, to plan romantic dates, to be sweet, to make sure our partner knows we're attracted to them and we appreciate them. This falls by the wayside over time. And it's not that couples don't care. And it's not that couples don't still love each other. And it's not that you're uniquely broken. You may be in a lot of trouble. You may be fighting a lot. You may not have made love in a year or decades. 30 to 40% of couples in a long-term relationship aren't making love at all. You may be really lonely within your relationship. You may wake up next to your snoozing sweetheart and think, is this it? I thought we'd be more than this. We used to be more than this. So join my masterclass and learn the 3 keys to great relationship. I've covered them a bit right here. You'll take a deep dive into them through these series of classes. I teach it live each and every time. You're not on camera. It's confidential. We'll send you a little workbook when you sign up. You can answer a few questions if you like, really, get some conversation started with your partner. And come join me. I'll also talk about my signature 3-month program that I teach once a year, occasionally twice a year, usually once a year in the fall. It's kicking off in 2 weeks. Can you imagine your relationship 3 months from now? if you were communicating better, if you were arguing less. I had a share from one of the couples, one of the alumni from my program. They took it 1 year ago, and she said, "We've gone 41 days without a bad argument." She said their teenage daughter was like, "Hey, mom, hey, dad, you guys aren't arguing anymore. How is that for progress?" They're so much happier. They're more connected. They're making love more often because they feel connected. They feel respected and happy and good. Is it perfect all the time? Of course not. Do they have disagreements? Hell yes. But we got to learn how to manage those better, how to date each other, how to be more loving and in love. And it is possible. It's not easy. It's rare. I'm trying to make it less rare by teaching people just like you. I've got already over 1,000 people registered for the workshop that starts in 2.5 hours. I'm teaching it again live tomorrow morning. I'm teaching it again Thursday evening. These are all Pacific time. And I'm teaching it for the last time for over a year. I won't teach it till probably November 2025, this Saturday at 10 a.m. When you go to pick your time below, the drop-down menu will automatically adjust for your time zone and tell you, obviously, tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific is going to be 8 p.m. if you're Eastern time. If you're in Australia, UK, et cetera, it will adjust that as well. So pick one of the times that works for you when you and your sweetheart could show up live, and I will stay at the end and answer your questions. So in review, what is the Passion Masterclass about? I'm going to cover the 3 keys to great relationship. If you don't know me or my work, hello, hello. I'm a clinical psychologist, a sex therapist, and author of the book Buddha's Bedroom, a podcast host. I've worked with people like Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Esther Perel. I used to have a full-time radio show. I used to teach university psychology. I had a private practice seeing couples and also police officers and veterans and a number of individual people for 25 years. I'm legitimately good at what I do. And a couple of years ago, I decided to create a new way of reaching couples. I can only see 10 couples, 15 couples a year in the private practice. Now I can serve 100 couples a year for a lower price point by giving you a pre-recorded curriculum of some of the exercises. I teach every couple I ever used to work with one-on-two. You don't need me to teach you that while you're spending $400 for a 90-minute session. You can learn it in a pre-recorded lesson. And then what I do in the 3-month program is I teach every 2 weeks like this, except it's anonymous and it's not on Facebook and you're not on camera, and I answer your questions. So the masterclass is to give you the grounding in the 3 keys to great relationship: intimacy, thrill, and sensuality. And then to answer some of your questions, I stay at the end of each of these 4 live classes for about an hour, usually answering your questions. And a few of you, probably 1% of you that join me for the class, will choose to join me on October 11th for a 3-month journey. Imagine how your relationship could be in January 2025. If you had more peace in your home, more happiness, if you felt you looked at your sweetheart with sort of a warmth and an affection more often than not, and you could talk about the really tough stuff effectively, and you were nurturing your romance life and having some dates and maybe some surprise getaways that make you feel like kids again in the best possible way, and also looking at your sensual life, moving from no sex towards sensual, if that's important to you, or improving your sensual life. All right, so that's me. I got to go finish getting ready. At 5 o'clock, just under 2.5 hours, I will be joining. So far, we've got 980 people registered for tonight's class, the most we've ever had. Love to see you there. Join me. Bye for now.